Hello, beautiful beings, and welcome to the reset. As always, we are here to soothing the body, the nervous system, and the mind. We're going to be connecting to the breath, doing some exercises for the vagus nerve, acupressure, and some self-massage along the way. This is your practice. Move at your own pace. Invitation to freestyle the entire way through. If I invite you to do something in a particular way, you want to do it another way or do something completely different, this is your time. So follow your heart. We want no pain, no strain. So if we're moving or using pressure, start gently and work your way up. And something else I was going to say, but I lost my train of thought. Yeah. So ideally this practice is done seated, but find whatever position works the best for you in your body. You could be on a couch, you can be laying down. Your comfort is the most important. So let's take a moment to land. I certainly need it today. Let's start with one exercise for the vagus nerve. We're going to come to this ridge across the middle of the ear. Give it a pinch with your thumb and index finger and just begin to wiggle up and down. We're going to get deeper into the vagus nerve a bit later, but we're just freeing up connective tissue around the vagal branch, wiggling back and forth, checking in with the breath. How is the breath flowing today? Figure 8. Whenever you're ready, moving on to the other side. So pinching this ridge across the middle of the ear with your thumb and index and begin to wiggle up and down. Maybe this time checking in with the jaw. Can you relax your jaw a little bit more? A little bit of space between the upper and lower teeth. And then wiggling back and welcome in. And then making figure 8. Relaxing the hands down, shutting down the eyes if that feels safe in your body, and just taking a couple moments to receive and integrate. Let's do our vagal gate massage. You're going to take your finger pads. We're going to massage forward 3 places on the neck: top, middle, lower part of the neck. So starting top of the neck, behind the ear, and just massaging forward, coming across your SCM, which is housing your carotid sheath, middle of the neck. There's so much flowing through this part of the body. Lower part of the neck. Take one deep breath in between. Other side, finger pads, top of the neck, massaging forward, middle of the neck, lower part of the neck, one nice deep. Thinking about the breath, let's invite in our physiological sigh. So this is a double inhale through the nose, immediate, slow, controlled exhale out of the mouth. A few rounds, always moving at your own pace. Double inhale through the nose, slow, controlled exhale. A few more rounds. Once. Coming back to the natural breath. Do a few rounds of inhaling the shoulders up towards the ears. On an exhale, drop the shoulders with a big sigh. Let go of any tension. Make that exhale audible. One. Show a little bit of love to our hands as we'll be using them as tools throughout the practice. Start with exploding fists, tight fists, thumbs on the outside. Shoot your fingers out with as much energy as possible, 10 times at your own pace. Ready, set, go. Releasing the hands down. Let's massage from wrist to pinky finger on the pinky side of the hand. Just massaging in with the thumb. If there's any tender zone, staying there a little bit longer. Be again checking in with the breath. How is the breath today? Other side whenever you're ready. Wrist to pinky finger, massaging the side of the hand can have benefits for tinnitus, particular kinds of back pain, for anxiety. And let's interlace the fingers and just stretch out the palms of the hands. Maybe you're caving your back and breathing into the upper casing of the body. Little tilt side to side, one of my favorites. And then coming back, and whichever index finger is closer, switching them. And again, stretching out the palms of the hands, noticing how that feels. Maybe caving the back. And then let's do one big morning stretch. Bring your hands up, get into your wrists and your fingers. Breathe in here. And then let's cactus shape the arms and open up the heart space. Releasing the hands. So I wanted to read a poem today by Rumi called The Guest House, and to just plant a gentle inquiry within ourselves. And this gentle inquiry could bring up some heaviness, but just thinking about if there is something that you are holding on to, maybe that is a situation, an emotion, something you've been through that you're ready to let go of and is not serving you. So maybe just taking a moment to shut down the eyes and scan through the body. Gentle inquiry within yourself. And we can also think, is this something I'm holding on to or something that I am hiding? Sometimes we take things and we put them away, and healing can often come from giving space and honoring. So with that in mind, short poem by Rumi, The Guest House. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they are a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Still treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. Ye Rumi indeed. Yeah, a really beautiful one that always lands with me and helps to uncrack some pieces there. So So, coming back to ourselves, if you are seated, maybe just taking a moment to really ground into the earth, feeling the connection underneath your body, feeling your sits bones, feeling how supported you are. And then, as if there was a beautiful gold string at the top of your head, elongating you a bit closer to the cosmos. Bring your shoulders up and back, broaden your collarbones, open up your heart space. Lift the chin and then tuck in the chin. And really connect to this beautiful axis moving through the center of your body. Let's just begin to observe the breath. Not trying to change anything, just noticing. Is the breath feeling slow and controlled? Feeling a little shallow, a little rushed? Maybe it feels soothing to deepen your next inhale and slow down your next exhale. Few rounds just like that, breathing as deeply as feels comfortable and slowing down your exhale as much as feels right. And then let's move that into some pursed lips breathing. So we're going to inhale for 2 seconds through the nose. Exhale for 4 seconds through slightly pursed lips. Continuing like that, inhaling for 2 seconds through the nose. Exhaling for 4 seconds through pursed lips. Coming back to the natural breath. So most of us, not all, some of us are somewhere that's shifting into winter, but many of us are moving into hotter summer months. So I wanted to share a breath with you, the Sitali breath, which is very cooling and going to be good to use in the months coming up. So see if you are able to roll your tongue and inhale through a rolled tongue. Not everybody can. So if you can't, you are going to inhale through your teeth. And then exhale in whatever way feels comfortable to you. So inhaling either through a rolled tongue or your teeth. Cooling the Sitali breath. You round just like that. One more round and returning to the natural breath. Okay. Always, let's show a bit of love to our jaw, a place many people carry tension or wake up with tension. The first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is stretch my jaw. So let's do that, opening the mouth wide, stretching from side to side. And then big circles in one direction and the other direction. Squish your face as though you just taken a bite out of a lemon. And then stretch the jaws, the cheeks, the muscles of the face. Really good to do in the morning, partway through your day. Wake up your facial muscles. All right, let's just take our either knuckles or fingertips, whatever feels right, and just drag down over your masseter. Doorbell, sorry guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye, have a good day. Life, it's my yoga book. All right, where were we? Sorry, guys, showing our jaws some love. Hopefully that wasn't too dysregulating. Very happy to have this book. Massaging over our masseter, taking some deep breaths. That was more for me than you guys. And then let's take our thumbs to the top of the jaw, so under our zygomatic arch, just above the mandible, pushing into this groove with a bit of pressure. Keep that pressure as you open the mouth wide to full extension. Can be tender, start gently, work your way up, slow and steady as you open and close. Make our V fingers, so index finger behind the ear, other three fingers in front, and just begin to massage up and down. And this is good for everything. It feels relaxing. It's good for lymphatic flow. It's good for saying hello to our vagus nerve. You can change the speed. You can change the pressure. You can come close to the ears and make circles. Releasing, and let's make our way down into the neck. Coming to our SCM, sternocleidoid mastoid. You can freestyle here. I like to start by warming things up, massaging down either side. I think not so many places are like that. In Germany, they'll bring your neighbors the package. All right. And then we sort of do this often in another way, but my teacher at school this week introduced me to a new way of doing this, and it felt really nice. So when we're grabbing our SCM, lean towards the side of your sternocleidoid mastoid you're trying to grab, and get a grab that way as you're relaxing the muscle, and then keep that hold as you tilt to the other side. Even juicier than how we were doing it before. Always being mindful and slow and steady with the neck. So again, tilting towards whichever side and grabbing your SCM on that side. Holding on. Keep that hold as you tilt to the other side. Coming to the other side whenever you're ready. A little massage, warming things up. And then tilting to that side of your SCM, getting a good hold of the muscle. Keep that hold as you gently tilt to the opposite side. Few rounds. Tilt to that side, get a hold of the muscle, to the other side. Get a little deeper into the neck for those of us that it feels good. Interlace your fingers behind your back. You can push out your chest, lift the chin, beautiful stretch into the heart space here, maybe a tilt side to side. And then bring the fists to one side. Ideally, they will land just above the hip, but wherever they comfortably land for you, tuck in your elbow. And if it feels okay in your neck, you're going to gently tilt your head to the side of the fists and breathe in here. Slow and steady, coming back up. Fists behind once more. Open up that heart space. Fists come to the other side, on the hips, above the hips, or wherever they comfortably land. Tuck in the elbow. Tilt the head towards that shoulder and breathe into the stretch. Coming up slow and steady. Let's give ourselves an upper trapezius massage. So freestyle here. You can play the piano, you can dig your fingers in, you can squeeze, you can pull. Just see what your upper trap needs. I've been kind of pulling down into the muscle and also adding my second hand, and then involving the head of it. Just experiment around. I'm kind of jumping ahead to our cranial nerve release. So let's do that together. Finger pads into the upper trap. The very top here, you're going to pull down directly into the muscle. Keep that pressure down and then push out. Palm of the hand to the jaw, twist to the opposite side and breathe in here. Oh. Whenever you're ready, gently release. Do one more massage in that area. Thank the other side. So massaging into the upper trap, experiment, play around. Go ahead if that feels right. Maybe already pulling down into the muscle. And then again, pulling down into the very meatiest part of your upper trap. Keep that pressure down, push out, palm of the hand to the chin, twist to the opposite side, breathe. Gently release. Last little upper trap moment. And then let's do a wee bit of myofunctional therapy today. So we're going to do a little workout for our tongue. Lots of benefits to not only breathing, but posture. So it's good to do tongue exercise every day. We're going to start by taking your tongue, push it into your cheek, make 5 circles forward and 5 circles back. Relax the jaw. Other side, tongue in cheek, 5 circles forward, 5 circles back. And then we're going to push our tongue towards the roof of the mouth with 80% pressure for 10 seconds. Breathing through the nose, tongue to the roof of the mouth, 80% pressure, 10 seconds. Let's go. gently releasing through natural breath. Just notice. Does your tongue feel like it's getting a workout? And one more round. Tongue to the roof of the mouth. 80% pressure. 10 seconds. Let's go. And release. Do my favorite front of the neck stretch that has now been growing and becoming kind of the front of the chest too. So it's starting by taking one hand to the opposite clavicle, hand over the clavicle, firm connection here, holding the skin, holding the muscles. Start with the head straight and then tilt the head back and away on an angle, diagonal. Feel that nice stretch into the front of the neck and breathe here. Maybe the second hand gets involved on top. Come up very slow and steady. Other side, hand over the clavicle, starting straight. Tilt back and away. Breathe into the front of the neck. Maybe involve the second hand, deepen that connection. Coming back slow and steady, and we come to the middle. So just below the clavicles, center of the chest, both hands, you can put a bit of pressure in and then pull down and then lift the chin, and you can also push up the jaw. I was teaching this in person this week to a group, and as I was moving on to something else, I came down and everyone was still there. So staying as long as you need, and then maybe just moving across the chest doing that. So coming to a slightly different place, lift the chin, maybe push up the jaw. Always mindful with the neck. Keep showing love to the front of the body. So massaging under the clavicles and then massaging between the intercostal muscles. Always so interesting to notice with myself when I start these sessions very activated. I was feeling quite nervous and activated today, and I can still have that shifted. So thank you guys for getting there with me. Get in between your intercostal muscles. As always, search for tender zones. Check in with the breath. You maybe deal with a nice audible sigh on your next exhale. Let's keep massaging down. Invitation to freestyle here, as always, but get up under your ribs unless you are pregnant or have a reason to think you shouldn't be massaging in that area. And we're just going to give ourselves a nice diaphragm massage. So you can just take your finger pads up under the ribs. You can pull down. I like to take my thumb to the opposite upper inside rib. I take a nice inhale. On the exhale, I massage down and twist my body to the opposite side. Maybe you guys are experimenting with new techniques. Message me and share. Notice, is there a tightness? Is there a tenderness? And then let's just wake up that diaphragm a little bit more by taking our hands to the ribs. 3 rounds of deep breath, breathing directly into the ribs, feeling them expand, feeling the diaphragm contract and move down. The end of my exhale, I like to put a bit of pressure on the ribs. Full exhale, push out all the air, 2 more rounds, breathe into the ribs, expansion. Full exhale, maybe a little pressure. Once more. And coming back to the natural breath, relaxing the hands down. Maybe feeling like there's a little bit more space. Let's say hello again to our vagus nerve. We're going to do a few rounds of Vu breath, stimulating the vagus nerve, and then some more exercises directly, indirectly on the branch. So you are going to take a deep inhale through your nose and exhale with a Vu, emulating the sound of a foghorn. Vu, moving at your own pace, a few rounds of Vu breath. Vu. One more. And back to the natural breath. Take our little pincher fingers. We're going to come to whichever earlobe is calling first and just massage and stretch all the way up the ear. So just edge of the ear, working your way up. And at the very top, thinking of rolling the edge of the ear outward. Furry participants are always welcome. Little earlobe tug at the bottom. Taking your time, moving to the other side whenever you're ready. So pinch your fingers, starting at the earlobe and just walking up, massaging, stretching. And at the top of the ear, rolling outwards, making your way back down. And before we do our little magic pause, I'm just going to stretch. I'm just starting at the ears, both at the same time, just kind of pulling out, making my way down once more. Little earlobe tug for good luck. Relax the arms and receive. Just notice any sensations, any shifting, a couple breaths here, just allowing the body a moment to integrate. Let's take our index fingers slightly into the ear canal and just make some really loving circles. So a little bit of pressure towards the back of the skull and just very gentle circles. Checking in, can you relax your jaw a little bit more? Can you broaden your collarbones a little bit more? Gentle circles the other direction. And with absolutely no rush because I can stay here all day. Moving to the other side, index finger slightly into the ear canal, a little bit of pressure towards the back of the skull, and very gentle circles. If you yawn, make it a big one. That's a good sign. Gentle circles the other direction. Releasing the hands down whenever you're ready, shutting down the eyes if that feels good, and just noticing for a few breaths. Let's get into a bit more acupressure. Did we do any acupressure yet? The very top of the head, BB20. Pushing in here, you can use direct pressure. You can massage in little circles. A great place to come to calm the mind, to soothe overactive thought. Governing vessel 20. Checking in with the breath. Would it feel soothing to deepen your next inhale a little bit? To elongate your next exhale. Gently releasing one nice deep breath here. And let's come to stomach 3. So taking the thumbs underneath the cheekbones, you can push, you can lean. Notice what shows up. I often have more tenderness in one side. As always, direct pressure or circles, known as the beauty point in traditional Chinese medicine. And this point can also have benefits for particular kinds of knee pain or tooth pain. Might not fix something, but worth a try. Stomach 3. Make sure you're not crunching up your shoulders here. One more deep breath. Let's stay close. Let's come to governing vessel 26. So index finger pad just under the nose and above the lips. Pushing in here, a good spot for focus, memory, and concentration. Could you relax your shoulders a little more? Could you relax your tummy muscles a little more? 2 more deep breaths here. And then continuing our way down, center of the chest, CV17. So you can also come to the base of your sternum bone, the bottom of your chest bone, measure up 4 finger widths, and push in with the thumb right in the center. Feel around a little bit. Notice if there's a tender zone. Pushing in there and breathing in, maybe taking the other hand if you want a bit more pressure. Inception vessel 17. Center. of the yogic heart space. This is a good sleep tool, good spot to come to if you've got anxiety or overwhelm or just a heaviness on the heart space. Breathing light in, inviting any tension to release. On your next exhale, gently release, but let's bring one hand to the heart space, one hand to the belly, shutting down the eyes if that feels safe. Just noticing what you feel under your hands. Notice your breath there for you all the time without you even having to think about it. And as you sit here holding yourself, thinking to yourself of something you're feeling grateful for in this moment that shows up for you. Planting that seed to honor the things we're holding on to, welcome them to our table, and whatever is not serving us, invite it to leave. Thank you guys so much for sitting with me. I feel like a different person than when I first sat here. So thank you so much for being on that journey with me. Wish you a beautiful rest of the day.